Hello, this is Vedic Ghosts. Like, subscribe, and share. This video is going to be about basically the delusion of women in this day and age and how they act and react to certain things. And it's basically going to be a psychological breakdown of the today's women and their delusional belief that they can pretty much do and say things and why they believe they can do and say things for all intents and purposes. So this is going to be a breakdown of a video of a fight at a Steeler game. And I'm gonna show you clip by clip why she believes and tell you why she actually believes that she can do the stuff that she can actually do. But first, let's do my intro. And I'll forget the intro. We're gonna play the clip basically. You see how she's talking to her husband? That right there lets you know that she believes she can talk to any man the way she wants because she could talk to her husband that way. The fact that she could talk to her husband that way makes her believe that she can talk to any man that way and any man would be okay with it for the fact that her husband's okay with being talked to that way. This is why this is actually happening and this is why this is actually going on. If you hear the audio, she's telling her husband to shut up, shut up, shut up, basically. The sad part about that is when women believe that, all men are like this, they believe that they can get away with everything for all intents and purposes. And it's sad to watch. It's very sad to watch. You see how she's talking to the stranger, the black guy? Now, here's the thing about white women that you don't know. White women typically believe that they're above black men, so they could talk to black men any old type of way because white woman. And it's true, they typically can, but the sad part about that is what they fail to realize is that they're in public and not everybody's going to be able to rescue them when it comes to a black man at the end of the day, sadly. And she's just talking to this black man like this because she believes she could talk to any man like this because, first off, she believes that black men are beneath her. First off. Secondly, her husband is beneath her. So therefore, she's emboldened to talk to men this way, sadly, because she believes that both her husband and the man is both beneath her. Therefore, she can talk to him any old type of way. And the fact that her husband doesn't fight back or say anything back to her and he submits to her, she believes all men will submit to her, basically. And this is what you're getting out of this exchange from the Steeler game fight. Now you see the man eventually stands up because his wife is in danger due to the fact that he knows this is husbandly duty. Basically his wife just cast a check, wrote a check that her ass can't cash and her party can't cash, sadly. And you'll see it in the rest of this fight because the sad part about that is the husband gets the brunt of this, and the wife basically, if you notice, the black man's actually holding back on the punches that he's throwing at the white woman, but he's not holding back on the punches that he's throwing at the guy. Now you see how the wife tried to protect the husband after he got knocked the heck out, basically. So what ended up happening is the husband tried to stand up for the defend the honor of his wife, and he got knocked out because his wife opened her mouth, started some shit, drug him into the mess, and got knocked the heck out for the shit, sadly. And this is typically a lot of the shit that happens with women. When you're in a relationship with women, you have to worry about her not being able to keep her mouth shut long enough so you won't get killed, murdered, and or maimed by somebody else. The sad part about that is it's your job when you date a person like this to basically defend her honor and defend it well. If you don't defend it well, you'll see what happens, basically. You see that she tried to throw a kickback to keep the black man away from her husband. Now, a woman would only do that for two reasons. One, that's her piggy bank, and he pays all the shit that her lifestyle and the way she lives, basically. And, you know, she has no choice but to, because if he's down and out, he can't make money, so he can support her lifestyle. That's one reason. The second reason being, if she actually really loves him, which I highly doubt she does, she would defend her man to the death, basically, if she actually loves him, which I highly doubt. I'm going to go more with the first one than the second one, due to the fact that he looks like he basically provides financial support to this woman, so she can act the way she does. She seems to be entitled. She seems to have this sense of entitlement, and she doesn't believe that things like this should happen. It's sad, and now it's happening. You see, as the sisterhood basically throws her under the bus, right? They basically started throwing her under the bus, sadly. And it's sad. The sisterhood just literally threw her under the bus. She slapped him. She slapped him in the face. And the sad part about that is, it's good when you actually get somebody that's on your side, that's a part of the sisterhood, because at that point you can actually have some leverage when shit goes down, sadly. On top of that, if you notice, all the white knights basically came to her rescue after her husband got knocked out. You notice her husband popped back up, thinking he's big Billy Badass too.
She hit him first.
Yeah, she slapped him in his face.
Listen to how she's talking to her husband in that scene. She's literally telling him, "Sit down, sit down, sit down." It's sad. It's sad. She basically wears the pants in that relationship, and this is why she believes she can get away with the stuff that she can get away with, for that very reason, because she wears the pants in a relationship, sadly. And when you wear the pants in a relationship, you typically can do and say anything you want, and it should be okay.
Somebody get his glasses.
You notice the one guy with the beer trying to hold back the black guy from, whooping more ass. Interesting. Very interesting how that works, right? You basically see how that works. The sad part about that is they're ejecting the black guy, even though the white woman is the one that actually put her hands on the black guy, and her husband stood up to actually do something, and he got knocked out, so therefore the black guy got to go. I'm not defending the black guy, but the sad part about that is, apparently, backstory on that whole entire thing. Apparently, the husband of the woman is drunk. And he's been yelling loud and blurting out loud things because he's drunk at the game. The sad part about that is she's been telling him to shut up the whole entire time, and people around him has been telling him to shut up with his obscenities and stuff like that, to the point where, she told him to shut up, and she eventually jumped in his face and told him to shut up. Okay, cool. Fast forward to the black guy. The black guy's apparently tired of him because he paid for his tickets, and he's just doing stupid stuff at the game, basically. Okay, cool. So now the husband's got to jump in. Now the wife's got to jump in and say some stuff. Basically, after she basically reprimanded her husband, now she wants to tell the black guy to shut up. The sad part about that is the black guy's not attached to her, nor is he fucking her. So therefore, you see what happened, basically. And what you can't do, like I've said multiple times, what you can't do is put your hand in somebody's face who don't like your hand in their face, sadly, because things like this will actually happen, and it's sad. That being said, we created a society where women believe that nothing can happen to them, or they believe that no harm could befall them because the men in their lives are basically kissing their butts and tonguing their assholes, sadly. So they believe that nothing would ever happen to them, for the fact that they believe that all men are like this, so therefore they believe that all men will respond the same way to them when they whinge and cry. When the sad part about that is, there are a lot of men in this world that are equal opportunity head busters that will respond not accordingly. Now, we've seen fights where white women try to start fights with other black men and end up getting beat up, and then her friend jumps in and it gets beat up too. The sad part about that is we're starting to see a rise in this where women are so emboldened and think that all men will fold to them or bow to them that they end up being sorely mistaken, sadly. And the sad part about that is when it happens, it's very sad. It's a very sad day when it happens, sadly. So the takeaway for this is if you're going to get in a relationship, always be aware that you may end up getting your head knocked off for no reason whatsoever. Always be aware that things can always happen to you at the drop of a hat if you're with somebody like this that runs their mouth. Now, sad part about that is typically about 80 to 90% of women in Western society run their mouths like that. If they can run their mouths like that, they should be able to take their own punishment, sadly, is my personal belief in that one. But unfortunately, in society, we don't believe women should be hit, even though they want equality. Even though they want to be able to walk around with no shirt on and do all this stuff. I look at it like this. This is a fine example of what I always talk about, that this is the reason why women can't walk around without their shirt on, for the fact that there are always guys out there who don't think like they do, or like the small minority of the population that will do sick, foul things, sadly. But the sad part about that, women don't see that, and they believe that men, just like that, she believes that all men are like her husband, therefore all men will fold under her fury and rage, basically, when in fact they don't. And when they don't, you see that white knights come to her rescue to protect her from her stupidity. And this is why women believe that they're emboldened to do stupid stuff on a regular basis, for the fact that they always got white knights that'll risk their lives for her stupidity. To solidify her stupidity and make it seem like it's right, that what she did was right, sadly, at the end of the day. So there's that. But y'all be blessed. Have a good one. And I'll replay the video for you so you can see it all in full. This is Vedic Ghost. Like, subscribe, and share.
Shut up! Shut up!
She told you to shut
No!
up.
You shut up and get the fuck out!
Touch me. She hit him first.
Yeah, she slapped him in his
Get his
face!
glasses. Somebody get his glasses.
You take it all out there! No, because that's it! They didn't start fucking right!
And this has been Vedic Ghost. Out.